I might start using Vim as my full-time code editor. This is because I use Vim on a daily basis, but mostly it's about me doing mundane tasks like modifying a .env file or making changes to my configuration files. But I prefer using those because it's very fast. I can simply jump into the file, search for the line that I want to modify, write up, and then I exit. But I've been wanting to be using Vim full time, and sometime back I installed NeoVim, but for me it wasn't working because I need to have the tree or the project view in an editor for me to use it full time. Now I know you can install Vim plugins in other editors like VS Code, but I don't use VS Code. I use JetBrains products a lot. You can do that as well in JetBrains, but I want to write Vim in its native form. It still feels that it's in the terminal. So NeoVim was supposed to do that for me, but it was a bit challenging for me to do all the configurations, and I'm lazy for that because I really don't want it to be that full-fledged IDE. But then recently I read about AstroNVim and it seems to be easy. So I want to set it up now on my machine where I already have NVim, the NVim that I haven't done anything to it, and I want you to walk through the whole process with me. Let's see if this works, and maybe we can make it our full-time daily editor. If it doesn't, then that's fine, we've tried. So I'll share my screen here and let's jump right to it. So we'll go to AstroVim. It's AstroNVim, yeah, AstroNVim.com. You see how it looks. This is what I want, but in the terminal. So you have the tree and you can move around with all the commands or shortcuts that we use in Vim. So Vim is very fast for me in terms of editing, but I want to get to a point where I use it as I really master it to the level that I enjoy. So we have these requirements on the side that we need to install the net fonts, but I really just want to make sure that it works. So I already have Vim. Let me show you Vim at the moment. So this is my terminal. If I do Vim testing guys, I've created a text file, Vim testing guys, a text file, and I say I'll press I to create an insert command. So this is insert. You can see here you have insert, and then I say, hey guys, this is the testing for Vim. And you can notice that I'm typing without really looking at the keyboard, right? You can practice fast typing at monkeytype.com. That's where I do my type testing almost on a daily basis. Now I've typed this, and then in Vim, for you to do something, you need to enter the command mode. So you press escape, type up colon, and then you write W, that's for write, and then if I want to exit, I do Q. So I can cut that file to make sure that we see what's in the file is what we wrote. So it says, hey guys, this is the testing for Vim, and cat is a command in Linux where it prints out the content that you have in your file onto the output. So let's start up NVim. You see, this is the NVim that I know, and this is fine because I can start doing a lot of things, but I've never really gotten to do anything with it. Let's see, help. Okay, so let's do help NVim, and then we do enter. To start the transition, create your init Vim. Yeah, so this is a lot. I don't want to do that at the moment, so we're just going to exit, and then we're going to install NeoVim. Again, take note of what happens when we type NVim. This is the landing page for NVim. I'll just go back to my studio just to make sure that I'm visible, and okay, my screen is also visible. You can see that. Okay, now we go back to the terminal. Let's go back to that installation. I'm on Mac OS. If you're on Linux, you can follow this, or Mac. If you're on Windows, you can go on this tab and do this. If you're using Docker, maybe on your Linux, you can also go on Docker and do this. I'm on Mac OS, so I'm going to come here. It says make a backup of your current NVim config. I haven't configured my NVim ever since I installed it, so I'm pretty sure I don't have anything in there, so I don't need to back it up. But let's clean the NeoVim folders. It's optional but recommended. Now, every time docs say optional, I usually don't do it, but when they say recommended, I have to do it. So I know that these are because of the files that it's being stored in the local directory. So these I have to back up. I don't prefer copying the whole block. I like doing this line by line. I don't know why. You can proceed with however you like it. You can copy the whole block if you want. So I'm going to copy, we're copying here. What's happening is we're copying the NVim that we have in our shared directory to be a .backup. So this is just a .back. It's just a dummy extension. And we're doing the same for the stat directory for NVim. And then we'll do the same for the cache. Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean that we've moved this to the backup, that when we run this, they're going to run as backup. No, it means that we have basically deleted our NVim. But we're just going to try NVim to try out. Okay, so it's still in, maybe it's caching. Let's try do open up a new tab and do NVim. Well, it's still there. Okay, now let's go back to our AstroNVim. It says clone the repository. So this is how we're going to install NVim. And you can see that it's cloning the AstroNVim into the NVim directory. So that's why they said we should back up, because if anything breaks, we can just restore back our old NVim. So we're going to do that, and it's going to clone the NVim repository, AstroNVim, the template, into that. I believe that if I go to AstroNVim in the GitHub, the AstroNVim should have other repositories or other directories for extra templates, perhaps. So we've done that. Now it says remove templates, get connection to set up your own letter. All right, so we're going to remove the get. It means the NVM has created a template. So I'm pretty sure this is open source, meaning that the template is now something that I can modify as much as I want. So I've removed the git so that we can initiate it later on if we want to create it as a git repo. Now we'll do the NVim. Now we've installed AstroNVim. Let's run NVim. All right, it's going to take long, maybe because it's the first time and I'm pretty sure it's loading. Oh, it's installing. So now this is NVim. You remember when we did NVM before, it took us to a landing page for NVim. Now this is the AstroNVim, and we can see from the working, it's installing. We have all those that are installed. So I'm pretty sure that we can install extra themes, and it's doing all these. Press enter or type command to continue. So press enter. Now this is the AstroNVim successfully updated one registry. I'm just going to exit. We'll do Q for exit, and then let's do NVim to just make sure that we don't have the old NVim. We press enter. Now we have AstroNVim, and here it's showing us the commands. I don't think this should be the only commands it has. Maybe these are the ones you need to get started. So new file. Let's press space and N to create a new file. Yeah, I've created a new file. So the file is untitled. We don't have a name for it. Now, if we want to type something, if I just start typing, nothing will happen. Well, I press something, so maybe that's why it's showing up, but it didn't change anything in the text. So this is because this is still Vim. The NVim is just to add the extra, more like a framework, and then the AstroNVim is to add the template for it. So we still have to use all the commands, all the navigations that we do with normal Vim. So I'm going to press escape and then W for write. You see, no file name, press enter or type command to continue. Okay, so we're saving. Let's write something first. We first need to insert when we're writing something. So we press I've pressed I, and then we're just going to say, hey guys, this is fun. We are now writing. Again, I'm not looking at the keyboard. You should learn this skill. We are now writing from AstroVim. All right, AstroNVim, not Vim. AstroNVim, and then we're going to press escape. I wish I could show my keyboard, and then W to write. Okay, it says no file name, press enter or type command to continue. So press escape again. How do we write the name of the file? Okay, let's try this. W, and then we'll give it a name. So we'll say NVim test. Let's change, that's the name, NVim test, and then we'll exit WQ. Q is for quit. And then if I do cat NVim test, you see we now have, hey guys, we're now writing from AstroNVim. So let's go back to NVim and see if we're going to have that project view. If we're going to have that, then definitely this is going to be making way to it being our full-time code editor. Now we have space FF for find file, we have space FO for recents, space FW. Okay, so you press the space together, the space, while you're holding down the space, you press the other button to do the other things. Now help, let's press space. Yeah, so when you press space, since space is more like the command for doing any command in AstroNVim, when we press space, it's going to give us a whole menu for help. We have T for terminal, which means we can do space T to come up with the terminal here. So if I do space T, we have a terminal there. Okay, and we have versions for having it float, split. So if I do space T and then we do H, we have a terminal there, and I do LS, we have all those. All right, so now we're going to exit. Oh no, I meant :Q. Oh my goodness. Amazon Q is something also interesting. You should try that. It used to be Fig, now it's Amazon Q. I'll make a video on that. I think I made a video on Fig. I'm going to put it up here, but now it's Amazon Q. So when we press space, we have, here, check here. We have, space, oh my goodness, space, we have Toggle Explorer Focus. So this should be the Explorer, the File Explorer. And then there's Toggle Explorer. E is Toggle Explorer, and then O is Toggle Explorer Focus. We'll try either. Space E, yes. we have the Explorer there, and then let's NeoTree. This is something that I've been trying to install in the NeoVim before AstroNVim. When I had NeoVim, I needed to have the project view, so I wanted to install NeoTree. I failed on that one. But now I have this, so we can navigate down to the NVim test that we created and press enter. We have that. So if I want to add something else, I'm just going to start typing as if I'm in Vim. So I can press escape and do, I don't need to press escape as well. I'm already there. So I can just press I and start typing. But since I'm here and I want to get to the next line, I'm just going to press O. It will take me to the next line, and I'll say, hey, this is a line entered by pressing O, or lowercase o. And then I'll do escape, then colon W to write. But now O enters a line below the line that the cursor is at. But if I do capital O, it enters on top of the line that I'm in. So I'll say, hey, this is the line entered by pressing uppercase O, while cursor was on the below line. I don't know if that's on the below line. Yeah. So I'll press and then that. So now you know that with NVim, we have the space A, we have the Explorer. With this, we should be in a with this, we're going to be in a position that we can easily enjoy, because I can now dive down into all these files and I'll be able to view whatever is in there. Now I can do all these configurations, and that's it. So this will probably be something that we're going to explore. I write a lot of the projects that I have currently are mostly Ruby on Rails and Java. I don't think I'm going to be using this for Java. I might be using it for configuring basic files in Java, but for Ruby on Rails, I'll pretty much be using this a lot. So stay tuned. I'll be logging how I'm doing with this, and I'll do my best that at every stage I film as I do it, as I learn it, so that we can learn together. If you use Vim and you've wanted to be using NeoVim, maybe you already use, you can also watch so that you can learn something if it might be available, or you might also watch just to help me out and tell me where I'm missing. So feel free to write in the comments if there is something that can ease my way of making Vim as my full-time code editor. On top of that, I think it's best that if you're going to use Vim as your full-time code editor, you should really be conversant with commands, using command line interface. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Stay blessed, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be making extras of this. Thank you very much, and bye for now.